There's so much to unpack. Welcome back to the Sports and Movies Podcast. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the NBA draft, and obviously the big story is the Lakers selecting Bronny in the second round with the 55th pick, which everybody knew they were going to do, despite Rich Paul saying that he didn't care less about Bronny playing with LeBron in LA and all that stuff. That was a bunch of BS. Everybody knew that the Lakers were going to select Bronny with the 55th pick. And there's a lot to talk about. Nepotism is the word that comes to mind. Obviously, there's nepotism in all industries across America. That's sort of the prevailing theme of success in America. It's who you know, it's who you're related to in all industries. And the NBA is no different, from players to front office executives to ownership. Even Jeannie Buss, she's a second generation owner. Her dad, Dr. Jerry Buss, was the one behind all the championships back to Winning Time, that documentary about or not documentary, but a series based on the exploits of like Magic Johnson back in the day. That was all her father, Dr. Jerry Buss, in the form. So nepotism has been around a long time, but there was this belief that in the field of competition, right, in sports, nepotism isn't supposed to be at the forefront. And because LeBron is such a polarizing figure, he's so famous, he's obviously the second best player of all time. And so he has a lot of eyes on him. His longevity is an extreme accomplishment. Still being able to play at a high level this late in his career, so that he was able to be the first father-son duo in the NBA and have his son play alongside with him. Congrats to that. That's really impressive. I liken Bronny to a Mac McClung. Remember the kid at a Georgetown / Texas Tech who won the slam dunk contest that can't get out of the G League? He's comparable in all ways, in size, in athleticism, in similar style of play to a Bronny James, and he can't get out of the G League, right? So obviously, Bronny is only in the NBA necessarily because, he's LeBron's son. And they say he's an extremely hard worker, and he put in the work, and he, has a lot of talent. So have a lot of guys. That's the story of every guy in the G League. They are a hard worker, they have a lot of talent, and they put in a lot of work. So that's no different than that. Am I mad at that? No, because it's a great PR move. It's great for attention for a team that's not a contender. I like their pick from the first round in pick 17. They picked that guy out of the SEC, who was SEC Player of the Year. And he's a scorer, but he's not going to, obviously, in the next couple of years, put the Lakers in contention for a championship. So who really cares at the 55th pick? Recently, Nikola Jokic, who's obviously a 3-time MVP and a champion, he was picked in the second round, late in the second round, at pick 41, I believe, by Denver. So there is value in recent drafts that we've seen in the second round. But I'm not mad at the Lakers selecting Bronny at 55. He's somebody that, I want to see play with his dad. But it's obvious that, make no mistake, Bronny is not a scrub. He's an elite player. But what we're saying is we're comparing him to other elite players who don't get this opportunity, who are stuck in the G League or on 2-way contracts or 10-day contracts. They're all hard workers and all highly talented players, and most of them from Power 5 schools. And Bronny only averaged 4 points per game. So would he get this opportunity if he wasn't LeBron's son? Probably not. But that doesn't mean I'm mad at the pick. I think it's a great pick for the Lakers. Just from an attention standpoint, it's a great story, a culmination of the LeBron story. He overachieved, and good for him that he's able to do this. So that's my thoughts on that. But the underlying theme of the draft is, or even the major story is, how France, in such a short time, France has dominated. They were the number one pick last year with Wemby. They're the number one pick this year. They had 3 picks in the lottery. What is in the water in France? Because, for a country the size of Texas, they have a lot of talent. They have They have talent in soccer. They have the number one player in Kylian Mbappe, number one player in the world. Then in basketball, they have the the top five prospects in basketball. So France, shout out to France. They're doing all the right things in the athletic department. And I look forward to seeing what they do in the summer games. But just wow, it's in Paris. So they have the home field advantage. But France has really risen to the top, the upper echelon, the cream of the crop, if you will. So that was I wasn't expecting that, but it was a particularly weak draft. I don't like how harsh people were on Zach Edey. I think he can be a difference maker for Memphis. I do. That type of size. Donovan Clingan maybe as well, but I always bet on the bigs because a scoring big can do a lot, as we see with the two-time national champion Donovan Clingan. It can do a lot to impact winning when you have that type of elite size. So I don't hate the pick of Zach Edey either. Also, big news in the world of basketball: the Villanova Knicks have added another piece from their championship squad. They brought over Mikal Bridges from Brooklyn. Is this a championship team? No, not yet. They're still not better than Boston, but they if they can be healthy, they have more depth. If Thibodeau can increase his rotation and start relying on more players, maybe his key players can be healthy down the stretch and come playoff time next year. But I like the addition of Mikal Bridges. He's an up and coming talent, and maybe potentially they can challenge Boston. But remember last year, Milwaukee wasn't healthy. If with a healthy Giannis and Dame, all this Knicks talk is shut down. The Milwaukee Bucks are a solid number 2 or even number 1 team in the East, and then also with a healthy Embiid, and depending on everything that they bring into Philly, I'm hearing they might get Paul George. So then, this Knicks talk could be a moot point very quickly. So we'll see what happens. What else? The Eddie Murphy latest installment of Beverly Hills Cop. It's coming out soon, but I still haven't obviously got an update on that. Let's see here. And then also Clipped, and I haven't watched that. I know I said I was going to watch that in the next episode, but I haven't seen that yet either. So those two things are the world of entertainment. Yeah, so Beverly Hills Cop is coming out July 3rd. So that's coming up. And I promise for the next episode, I'm going to have watched Clipped. And I'm definitely going to give you a review on that and let you know exactly what I think. The reason why I'm watching it to begin with, because it's a very interesting story. I was there real time in LA when all that stuff was going down. So, I was very close to it. But I definitely think it's going to be good. But by the next podcast, I'll definitely give you my opinion on that. But in the meantime, you guys stay classy, and remember, in your own personal life, a lot of you got your jobs and everything where you're achieving anything in life through people through either your family, your parents, or just people that you know, because that's how the world works today. Signing off, you stay classy, and continue to like, share, and subscribe. Take care.